Welcome to This Month Inside Sim Racing, and this show is sponsored by iRacing.com, where you can go to our website at isrtv.com and choose many different deals they have going right now, where you can get started in iRacing. And speaking of iRacing, stay tuned to the end of the show. We got our next special event coming up, so we're going to talk about that. 120 Minutes of Thunder.
That is the event.
Second annual, and we got that coming up. So Darren Ganji here with my good buddy
Sean Cole.
And let's just get going here.
All right, well, before we do, we have one announcement, I guess, and that's that this was This Month Inside Sim Racing. So there has been a slight change. This week Inside Sim Racing really never
We did it at first. We were doing them at first when we had Tommy on board and Jessica, and we just don't have the staff to produce that many shows now.
And we've always looked at the content that was in it, and it was like, shouldn't it just be on its own anyway? I mean,
a lot of it is, yeah.
And it was that much cooler to put stuff out on its own. So it enables us to put out more shows, I think. But there's always that stuff we got to talk about. Our personal racing ventures, our big events, E3 like this show here today.
Human Racing Player Frame Set giveaway.
Exactly.
Sim Rig of the Month. So we still have this show. We just want to make it unique. That being said,
today's show is going to be mostly about E3 this year, which Darren went to. And right off the bat, how come you went alone?
Well, you can answer that question too. But yeah, we decided that only one of us really needed to go. We also have our good friend Terry Allen, who's been on the show many times, helped us at E3 last year, and I think the year before. And so Terry went along, met up with Terry down in LA. So we wanted to, save money, honestly, and headaches. We moved up here for a reason. We're going to show you. Here's a picture of one. I'm in my rental car, which, by the way, Los Angeles International Airport does not have rental car facilities at the airport. One of the few in all of America that don't have that. So it took me an hour just to get to my rental car.
Right.
So once I did, and then I have a picture of the line at the rental car. Summer's just beginning, and oh my, it was just crazy. And then I get on the freeway. It took me over an hour to drive 15 miles to get to my parents' house. So yeah, not really a big fan of Los Angeles traffic and crowds. Crowds at E3, there was some cool stuff there though.
Absolutely. Let's get right to it. The Crew, this is by Ubisoft.
Yep.
You went and checked that out this year.
Yep.
And they bring something kind of different or unique to the table in terms of comparison to other games out there. And from what you saw, anything that kind of separates, makes them unique?
The tablet, where you're able to do some configuration on an Android tablet, which was really cool. Of the three games that we're going to talk about, it was the only one that had a system or a rig, wheel and pedal setup. It was running T500 on a SimCraft full motion sim. I talked to Sean McDonald of SimCraft and hung out with him for a few, and I didn't get to try it because right when we were there, they had their big display going on and they had to turn off the motion simulator. So I got to check it out. We saw it being, it looked pretty intense.
Right. So you didn't get to take the 90 minutes it takes to get from New York to LA?
No. So
the rumored 90 minutes, I should say.
So yeah, that's what the game's about. It's like an open world. Terry actually got to try it with the gamepad. Yeah, it looked like a cool game. It looked fun. I mean, definitely diversion. All these three titles we're going to talk about are not Sims. They don't claim to be. They're all diversion titles. So
now they had a T500 on it, so there is a little bit of hope, at least still to be a proper controlled game.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully.
Going to be on a bunch of different platforms, PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. So it'll be cool. I mean, we'd love to try it.
You mentioned multi-platform. When I think of multi-platform, nothing comes to my mind more than Need for Speed Rivals, and I think that thing's going to work on your phone, which doesn't make me very optimistic. Did you check that out at all?
We checked it out. Did not try it. Honestly, I didn't have the need for speed with that title. It's just another iteration of the Hot Pursuit. What's this one called? Rivals?
Rivals, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, no wheels set up to run this.
Right.
I'm not even sure if that's going to be compatible or not. I don't even know which version we were watching.
Well, I don't think you can plug a wheel into an iPad and it's iPad compatible. So, I mean, to me, it seems like the trailer they have is probably the most exciting feature of the game.
They usually have some pretty cool trailers going on. And had a cool setup in the booth. People were able to do cops and robbers against each other. And so, looks cool.
Right.
But again, if they send us a copy, we'll review it as, you know, a diversion or an arcade racer, but that's what it's going to be. Not even Simcade. This is pure arcade.
This is arcade gaming, just like any other arcade game, and I mean, I get enjoyment out of it, and I mean, I can see the potential for it, but I'm not that optimistic.
Yeah. And then the third one, I thought when I first saw the trailers for this that it was going to be more on the sim side, Gran Turismo 6.
Right.
Forza, not the case.
And that's...
Drive Club.
Okay.
That's going to be for the PS4 exclusively.
Right.
And from what I understand, it's going to be free.
Okay.
Within the PlayStation Network. You got some information there. Does it say anything about that?
It didn't mention the free part, but I mean, it kind of talked about its placing, not being a sim, more of an arcade, and a lot of the emphasis on that new PlayStation Network sharing feature and sort of having car clubs and some of that stuff. Maybe you've heard from Forza, but doing it in a more arcade-ish way is what I gathered from it.
Yeah, and this is another one I didn't try. Terry got to try it. He did it with the gamepad. Actually, a pretty cool feature. Terry takes a picture of himself, and look at this goofy shot of him. And that was pretty funny. And it seemed cool. I mean, it seemed fun. You know, they have some licensed cars, and graphics were amazing because it was on the PS4. But another diversion, arcade racer.
Right. All right, well, cool.
No, I wouldn't even say Simcade either. I really don't see, you know, well, then again, maybe they don't have peripherals ready to go for the PlayStation 4, which is telling me, well, either A, that game's not going to be compatible with that. Mm-hmm. 3 things. B, they haven't programmed it yet for it. Mm-hmm. Or C, the current generation of PlayStation wheels is not going to be compatible on the PlayStation 4.
Right.
Which... PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, those wheels were compatible. You can run Logitechs on both.
Right. Well, that kind of leads me to a question I want to hit you with kind of off guard here. But I mean, going to E3 this year with the PlayStation and the Xbox One and these games coming out, do you think that affected what people brought to the show this year? Because it's like, it seems to me like everything's in limbo. Did it seem that way when you were at E3? Like they didn't even know what to do with what they had, it seems.
Kind of, and I had heard rumored that some of the games that were for Xbox One were actually running on a laptop or a PC, on some kind of dev box. They're not even, well, and not surprised. I mean, the Xbox One's not going to be out till November. Supposedly Forza 5 was running on it. We talk about those two a little bit, Forza 5 and Gran Turismo 6, which were the other two that I tried. And we're going to have, again, 2 standalone pieces to go a little bit more in depth, but Forza 5 had that Thrustmaster demo unit. Mm-hmm. Force feedback on the Xbox One, and I talked to Alan Hartman about it, and they got that wheel like a day or 2 before E3.
Right.
So that's how in development or how much of a prototype that wheel was. And I talked to Alan, I said the force feedback felt a little off, but it had some good effects. He's like, yeah, we just got it. We haven't been able to dial it in. It's not prepared, so...
Yeah.
So that was actually one of the most unique, coolest things I saw there was the Thrustmaster force feedback wheel running Forza 5.
Which gives hope to that. But Thrustmaster won't confirm or deny that they're going to actually make that wheel.
No, they did.
Oh, they did?
Come out with a press release that said that they were, not that wheel in particular, but they were going to develop for the Xbox One platform. So that was pretty much it as far as E3 went. I only went one day. Forza 5 party was amazing. It was a cool launch. They did some cool stuff, and we'll talk about that on the standalone piece for that. Gran Turismo 6, I don't know. I would have liked to have driven it more, but we'll talk about that more as well. But I think that's going to wrap up the first half of the show. When we come back, we've got the player frame set challenge, where we're going to give away a player frame set to one of you guys that entered our poll and our contest. We're actually going to give away the one that Sean put together.
How did that work out?
Because you won. People liked your setup better. So we'll talk about that when we come back. 120 Minutes of Thunder and Sim Rig of the Month right after this.
sound crashes over me. The crews, engines, crowd, the air is electric. Every rider burning to win, and each one pushing to the limit. But when I find that edge, when they all fall away, the silence is deafening, and I know at that moment that I am the one. MotoGP 13 out in June.
Welcome back to This Month Inside Sim Racing. Before we get to this, you can check out all of our videos. We got some B-roll in-game gameplay videos from E3 on our SRT Media channel. We'll have a link here in the description, maybe even an annotation here. But anyway, this is the player frame set that we are giving away, that one lucky participant out of what, 426 people took place in this contest.
Yeah, in terms of posted and voted.
Polls. So we had a poll to vote on whether you like this one. This was Sean's idea, or the one that I had, the scat seat. People preferred this, I think mainly because of the adjustability. And it was a little more affordable.
Yeah, a couple people like that.
So we're gonna ship this to one lucky winner, and we've picked this person at random. And we decided to just split the people in half, the participants in half. It was narrowed down to the guys that picked this rig.
Which made sense, since this was the winning rig, the person who's gonna win might as well have selected this rig.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And so we didn't mention that originally, but we just wanted to throw a little twist into it. And then, so we just picked them at random. You had to watch the show, vote in the poll, and then post why you voted for that particular rig. And the winner is, drum roll please.
And that name is H Carb.
And he's from Bakersfield, California. I think he looks, from his profile, he's 50 years old. Don't know his name. We're gonna reach out and get a hold of you, get your address. So H Carb, this beauty right here is all yours. So thanks everybody, all 426 people that participated. Thanks to Human Racing for putting up this chassis. Congratulations, H-Carb. Make sure you get us your information and we'll get you this rig as soon as possible.
My rig.
Yep. So you're gonna have a seat. You're not gonna need anything but a wheel and pedals to attach to it, and you're gonna have yourself a Human Racing player frame set.
Hope you enjoy it. Actually, it's a nice rig. I like it a lot.
So let's get this thing out of here and get to our next segment.
Sounds good.
All right, well, we're back now for Sim Rig of the Month, and this one is very unique, very cool looking.
I gotta say, when I first saw the picture, I didn't think it was a sim rig. I thought it was like a Lego model.
It's what it looks like. Now, we're fans of Formula One, but now is this a recent F1 car, or which one is this supposed to be replicating? Maybe you guys can help us out there. So whose car was this that we're looking at here?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some fin or wing that gives it that mark that lets you know it's this year, not that year era.
Yeah, it doesn't show the driver's name. And the sponsor's AMD, so it's fairly, is it a Schumacher car? Anyway, let us know what it is. Now, there's no specs. He doesn't tell us what's in this thing.
No, and he is Nika117 in our forum, so I mean, you can see it for yourself. But
and if Nika, you want a sticker, I don't think you want to put an Inside Sim Rig sticker on that rig. If you do, great, we'll send you one.
Or maybe his next one.
Because he's selling this one. So, to work on his next project. Now, this thing has a G27 in it, modified, obviously. Look at this
painted
F1 rim. He's got the pedals mounted to a different base and adjusted differently. Now, you were saying this wing seems to pop up?
Yeah, I think it literally lifts up so he can climb in and then closes behind him.
And then it's got that sound system set up on the side. Looks like he's using some 80/20, some profile tubing. Maybe that's more to keep the structure.
That and wood and a real racing seat, it looks like.
Yep, so.
Belts, the works.
Awesome rig, Nika.
I love that. I want to get it.
I know. We want that sitting right here. So thanks for sharing your rig in our forums. If you would like to participate, come to isrtv.com or insidesimracing.tv. Go to our forums, go to the Sim Rig section, post your forum, and we will consider it for a Sim Rig of the Month and send you a couple stickers if you win. So next up, 120 Minutes of Thunder, second annual.
We get bothered about this all the time. I get emails.
I wouldn't say bothered. I would say people are asking,
yes,
inquiring.
Yes.
And people want to race. Our second special event of the year. Our first one was a big success, the March on Michigan. And so now we're doing Watkins Glen again, classic boot version, same that we ran last year, and same combo for the most part, but we're adding one more car. And we had a poll, and the winner was not this combo, but we wanted to keep close to what we ran last year. We wanted to have a free car available. A lot of people already have Watkins Glen. So the combo is going to be the Daytona Prototype, Cadillac, and we're adding the McLaren. So a lot of people like the McLaren.
Yeah.
It's going to fit right in the middle of those two cars.
Such a great combination. Very true and authentic to that type of racing, too.
And yeah, those cars don't all race together, but...
No, but they're the right timing.
Yeah.
It'll work. It'll work great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun combo. Hope you'll join us. We don't have an exact date set yet. It's gonna be late August. Actually, pull up a calendar really quick, Sean. It's gonna be late in August. Probably right around the 20-something.
24th is a Saturday.
Yeah, so it'll probably be August 24th. And we're gonna have it later in the day here in the US so our Aussie friends can participate, because you know, we want to, this time they will get to run with us versus last time they had their own separate split and the Cadillacs were gridded in front of the Daytona Prototypes. Yeah, that's all going to be fixed this time around. Should be Daytona Prototypes, McLarens, and then Cadillacs gridded. Aussies are going to race with everybody else.
This is going to be great. This is going to be so much fun. What are you going to run? Do you know?
Yeah, Daytona Prototype.
For sure?
Yep, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
McLaren?
I'm gonna run the McLaren. I'm not running the Cadillac again. That didn't work out well. So I gotta change something.
So join us. We're gonna have lots of prizes. We're gonna have it broadcast, most likely on ETV Live, and should be a ton of fun. I can't wait for it. We had a lot of people run it. I think over 800 people ran it last year. So
yeah. Well, we're already starting to put up some servers, or we did one. We're gonna start putting up servers so that you can come practice with us, or just work on your setups and work with running in this multi-class race.
Yep, and like we said, we're gonna have lots of prizes like we usually do, and should be some great racing. And we'll have a recap here on the show, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. Speaking of this show, that's gonna do it for this show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Again, check out our SRT Media channel. We've got a lot of gameplay videos that we've been putting up. MotoGP just came out in 2013. Check that out. Check out the video on that, and check it out for purchase. Really cool title. We're gonna be reviewing that coming up soon. Also, lots of other stuff coming up soon. We've got a ARC handbrake and sequential shifter and lots of other good stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
So for Sean Cole, I'm Darren Ganji. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time.